We're gonna go ahead and transform into a little crocodile. Yes, this is our next transformation. Wait, Mumbo need new boots. Only kidding. I like how Mumbo cracks some jokes at our boots, even though we're not wearing them anymore. But anyways, we are now a cute little crocodile guy. Yes, this is our second transformation of the game. Last time we were a nasty little termite, so it looks like Mumbo's magic has become a little bit more advanced. He's been able to upgrade us into a crocodile. So what we can do now is jump right into the swamp water. And as you can see, we are not going to get bit by the lovely piranha because we are a crocodile. And apparently crocodiles are piranha repellent because we would gobble that guy up whole. But now what we're able to do basically with this transformation is collect all of these collectibles. And we can now get the rest of the collectibles we could not get before as Banjo and Kazooie. And even though we had the wading boots accessible at the beginning of the level, there were still a lot of things that we could not do and get to even with the wading boots in the swamp water. And we can actually go inside of this. This is the little nostril of the crocodiles, actually, or the big alligator guy. There's two entrances, but we are not going to do that right now. There's actually a Jiggy that's in there. And those of you that know, those who have played this game, of course, and have done that inside there, know exactly what I am not doing right now. But I'm going to hold off on that for a couple different reasons. And I want to be very clear. That Jiggy inside of that alligator is very much obtainable right now. But I do want to hold off because there's another item that we're going to get, or an ability, I should say, coming up soon that we are, well, I'll just say it'll make it a little bit more interesting. But anyways, now we can go ahead and collect all these collectibles underneath these little swamp trees. And we have our last Jinjo there, which gives us Jiggy number 8. So we only have 2 more left to find, except there's only going to be 1 more that we're going to collect while we're here now. Because that last one inside the alligator statue, like I just said, we're not going to get quite yet. We'll go ahead and collect all these feathers. Actually, yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and replenish my feathers. I definitely need more golden feathers. We'll go ahead and replenish that up. And we have 2 Mumbo tokens right here. So I guess correcting myself from an earlier episode, I think I said that there was not many, I guess, areas where there are 2 Mumbo tokens side by side. And this proves me wrong right here. So there's 2 Mumbo tokens right there. And of course, we had like twice the amount that we needed to get this transformation, so that's really not going to be a big deal. And like I said, collecting Mumbo tokens in this game, pretty much once you get to this point, and you've collected the majority of the ones in your path, you're pretty much going to not have to worry about it. Of course, it's very important to collect more Mumbo tokens that you see, but I wouldn't get too worked up if you miss a couple here and there, because again, they give you an abundance of them. You're actually not even going to be required, I don't think, to collect every single token. We're going to get as many as we can, though, in this Let's Play. So I just wanted to kind of point that out and kind of clarify that. But now what we want to do, let's see. We actually went over there already. I think there's actually something else we missed. Let me take a look here. We have more buzz bombs up there. Yeah, there's actually an extra banjo or an extra life back here. I kind of missed that. And I think that's going to do it for this area. So we pretty much cleared this entire portion of the swamp out. Nothing left to collect or see there. And now that we have explored it as Crocodile Banjo, it's pretty much safe to say there's nothing left for us to do in that little area there. So now, what we're going to do is go over here. And we are actually going to go ahead and make our way over to the beginning of the level by the entrance pad. Because now that we are Crocodile Banjo, we actually have a couple of different things we can do. I'm actually going to go ahead and back this way first. Because we are going to actually transform back into our regular bear and bird self. I think there's actually a couple things we can collect out here, if I'm not mistaken, though. I could be wrong. Actually, I think we may have already gotten that with the wading boots, so never mind there. Just kind of scoping out the place a little bit. But anyways, don't mind me. I just kind of wanted to kind of refresh my memory on what I haven't collected and what I have collected. But yeah, so basically you can actually access a secret as this transformation. I'll kind of show off what I'm talking about once we get to that point. But first things first, we do actually want to return back as Banjo and Kazooie because we have that other golden Croctus guy that we need to feed some eggs to, and we of course cannot do that as Crocodile Banjo. So we need to go ahead and head back to Mumbo and return to our former self. Go ahead and climb up here. I guess the only downside about this transformation is he does move pretty slow. The termite felt like he moved a lot faster. And this guy moves just a little bit slower, but he's cute nonetheless. And I'm sorry, I have to say it, but this guy reminds me of Croc from Croc, like the actual game Croc, Legend of the Gobos. I don't know. It just kind of reminds me of it. I know those games kind of came out around the same time, so. But anyways, now we're going to go ahead and back into Mumbo. We're going to return back to our regular bear and bird self. Because we have some more, I guess one more thing to do in this world as Banjo and Kazooie. Regular Banjo-Kazooie, I should say. So now that we've done that, we want to go ahead and take these wading boots, because that's the only way, unfortunately, we can get out of here now, because we're not small enough to fit through that little gap like we did as Crocodile form. We're going to make our exit. We'll go ahead and just jump off this for a little bit of time saving. And we will truck right along. And try not to get eaten up by this piranha too much since we ran out of our wading boots. But yeah, so basically now we want to go ahead and head over to that Croctus guy, the final one, feed him some eggies, and then we will get our 9th Jiggy, and that'll be the last one that we're going to be tackling right now. And of course, like I said, we will make a return back to this world once we've learned another ability. I just don't quite want to take that on right now. So we're going to save that for later. But now we have the final Croctus guy. And we're going to take on a little bit of an egg shooting challenge here. We're going to see if we can make our eggs into his mouth from this distance. It's go time. Let's do this. Look at that. 1 egg. That's all it took. That was it. First try. That's our 9th Jiggy. And we are done in Bubblegloop Swamp for now. We will be returning here for the final Jiggy. And I don't, as much as a completionist as I am, I don't like leaving any world incomplete, even though I technically can get the 10th one now, but we actually want to head back into the mouth of the turtle because we actually foolishly forgot something here. Well, I did. I don't know why I'm referring to myself as we, but if you get on the choir table there, you will find another extra honeycomb above it. And as you can see, Tip Tup's choir has disappeared. They have vanished mysteriously. I think it's kind of interesting. Nice little eerie glowing light there. But yeah, if you go back in here after you finish the Turtle Choir mission for the Jiggy, they will all disappear. So it looks like they have moved on. Maybe Tip Tup headed back to the area back in Diddy Kong Racing. Who knows? The guy is a mystery. So anyhow, we are now officially done here. So what we want to do is go ahead and leave because we have every Jiggy that we can get. Well, again, we can get the 10th one. We're not going to. Just want to kind of check over here one last time. For some reason I feel like I'm missing something over there. You ever get that feeling you're just kind of missing something and it's just all in your head and you never it never is, I don't know, it's a problem I have. I got to get over it. But anyhow, we're gonna go ahead and back over to the entrance area so we can go ahead and exit the level. But there's actually a couple of things we can do before we head to the next puzzle challenge to open up the next world. But since we're done here for now, we'll go ahead and exit through the entrance. Collect some more eggies as we go. And I gotta say, I'm gonna miss this beautiful little swamp. I mean, this is a place we've spent a lot of time trudging through the nasty swamp water as not only Banjo and Kazooie, but also Crocodile form. It's been pretty fun, but we're gonna go ahead and take off and exit the level. Alright, so now that we have exited, there are a couple of things we can actually do. So of course we hit the Grunty switch in that level, so there is another hidden Jiggy that is now accessible in the lair, but we cannot get it quite yet. So first off, we're going to go ahead and grab our wading boots again. And we are going to quickly head behind the entrance to Bubblegloop Swamp, because there's actually a passage behind here that we need to go ahead and enter because there is a secret waiting for us inside. Of course, we want to do this within a reasonable amount of time, but once you make it through the tunnel, you're pretty much good to go. But as we enter this little passage, things are a little bit snowy now, and it looks like we have another puzzle challenge to open up the next world of the games. Yes, this is actually where our next puzzle challenge is. But there's something else that awaits us here as well. As you can see, there's a big slope. If you go up here, this is where you get your wading boots to exit back through the tunnel. But if you climb up this big slope right here, as you can see, there is a big chunk of ice blocking another little secret passageway. So what we want to do, go ahead and take these boots off, man. It's out of season now. We're in winter. We want to go ahead and break open that ice chunk, and as you can see, this passage is not big enough for us to enter as our regular form, which can only mean we need to be a different size and a different form. But first, we're going to go ahead and unlock the next world of the game, which is Freeze-Easy Peak, one of my all-time favorite worlds in the game. There's the entranceway. As you know, we have not really been over that area yet because that is a completely new area to us. Grunty admits she's a hog. I really need a big hot dog. That's inappropriate, Grunty. But anyways, as you can see, the world has a giant snowman in the middle of it, so that's nice right off the bat. I mean, we get to meet Frosty the Snowman, I guess. But yeah, so Freeze-Easy Peak is probably one of my favorite worlds of all time in this game. I like a lot of the worlds in this game, but there's something about Freeze-Easy Peak that has just a nice vibe to it. Of course, it's very nostalgic for me because I played it many times ever since I was a kid. But we'll go ahead and enter back into Bubblegloop Swamp. Now that we have transformed back into Croc Banjo, we're going to exit the level again, head behind the entrance again, this time as Croc Banjo. And since we have no problem traveling through swampy water, we can just truck right along as our crocodile self. And we can enter this passage once again, because if you remember, we had a little smaller passageway we could not enter before, and it was blocked by a big chunk of ice. So now that we have unlocked the next world, and we broke that ice chunk, let's go ahead and see what's in this little area here. A little secret entrance thingamabob. Get that gold feather that we didn't really need. And we can now fit perfectly through this little passageway as Crocodile Banjo, because the Mumbo's magic has extended enough to get us here, and we have a spell book. Cheato, the spell book you have found. Magic cheats I have for you. So he doesn't rhyme as well as Grunty. Hey, book brain, what did you say? You better not give my spells away. Which lost book? Finders Bear and Bird are. Spell they get. We sure do, bag lady. Come on, book boy. Give us the spells. Only one spell, Cheato can tell. There's his rhymes. Enter the code, blue eggs on sandcastle floor in Treasure Trove Cove world. Help you it will. Hidden in lair, other spell books are. Them you should find. Yeah, so this is the first Cheato the spell book. He is quite an interesting little NPC that you'll find. There's another one of him in the world. There's only 2 of him in this game. But he will give you basically a cheat that allows you to extend the count of your eggs. So we're going to want to remember to go back to Treasure Trove Cove when we have time. Enter in that code in the sandcastle. Remember, we entered in the Banjo-Kazooie title last time, but this time we want to enter the code he gave us, which is blue eggs. So we'll go back there at a later point. But for now, we're going to go ahead and head to the next world and the next portion of the lair, because we have collected several more notes. We're going to go ahead and just trudge right along here as Crocodile form through the swampy, nasty water, avoiding these buzz bombs, and we'll go ahead and collect whatever's under here, because we actually could not do that, I don't think, without this form. So you can actually only get this golden feather, which is, I think, is the only thing to collect underneath this little bridge. As you can see, we're getting further and further away from the Bubblegloop Swamp world, and Mumbo's magic's getting weak, so we're going to have to go ahead and let it wear off. Looks like the Gruntling over there is jumping for joy because he's got a new snack, even though we're now Banjo form, or regular bear form again. But it is now time to take on the next portion of the lair. And again, I love the fact you're able to explore many different parts of the lair. Having a nice overworld for a game like this one, especially a nice 3D platformer such as this, it's just you know, is always nice as well. Because it gives you a lot more to explore, a lot more cool and interesting areas to see. But next time on Let's Play Banjo-Kazooie, we're going to open up this next note door because we have well over the amount required. So until then, I will see you later.